How do you drink your coffee? Medium, dark, light, or decaf? However you drink your coffee, head over to grimandgardencoffee.com right now to get you a bag. Our prices have never been lower. The official coffee of the Third Wheel Podcast. All right, 3, 2, 1. Third Wheel Podcast, guys. Welcome back. It's your buddy Caleb here, trying to bring life back to our buddy here, Shaps, who is struggling, apparently. Dude, I got done reading I found a comment thread on our channel. There's this guy that was calling me an idiot, you know, the usual. And he, for some reason, I figured out, I don't know if there's something mental going on, but he would not stop, like, responding back. Like, he had to have the last word. So at some point, I just decided to give him one-word answers and just be like, what are you talking about? Like, I knowing dang well he's just going to call me an idiot again. And then finally, he quit, and I was like, what the heck, man? And YouTube, I guess it got so bad that YouTube sent his last comment to, like, the review it first, and then we'll approve it. You know? Yeah. And so it was just like, oh, you're a delusional a-hole idiot, blah, blah. I was like, geez. And then he said, I'm not responding to you again. I'm done with this. And I didn't see it until the day. I would have been like, no, wait, come back. Where am I supposed to get my validation from? You know?
What was it over?
It was over. Let me find it. It was, let's see. I'll just do the whole thread. Let's see. We haven't gotten as many comments since that guy. Let's see. He shouldn't be that hard to find. It was talking about, let's see, his comment comes from, I see one of them. He was one of the guys who he started finding other people that would comment something nice and come in and be like, what are you talking about, dude? These guys are stupid. It was weird, but let me see. There's no good way to filter these. I saw one where he was responding to somebody saying something nice here. If not, I can try and find it. I think it was we're talking about Jared Leto, and I think he was trying to say we were jealous. And I mean,
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not one to be like, hey, you're not wrong. Okay, it was about the Joker here. Okay, there we go. Found that video. Here's the comments. Come on now. Well, dang it. Where's the rest of them? Held. Apply. Sorry about the dead air, guys. It's not normally this bad. This comment comes from the man with an uncomfortable amount of ends. He says, the Joker is literally a support role. He isn't ever a main character or even a main villain of the movies he was in as him. Y'all are brain dead. And it went
for the Joker movie, I guess.
Yeah. And I brought that up, and he was like, that's not what I'm talking about, you stupid. Let me see if I'll just go to the video.
You don't see a bad actor.
Here, I pulled you up immediately. Okay. Yeah, it literally, I got to filter this because it went. Okay. So I said the character or Jared Leto's version, because the character has literally 2 movies all about him. Or Jared Leto's version, where his entire plot was cut, where Jared Leto has stated there's enough scenes shot to make a separate movie. This comment seems more brain dead than our opinions, which is my response back. Oh, man, I really stoked the fire with that one, buddy, because he came in really hard with, was talking about his specific Joker, which was supporting whether or not he had scenes cut. Heath Ledger was also supporting when he was Joker. The only one that wasn't was Joaquin Phoenix. But why even bring them up when they weren't in the conversation? Y'all just didn't do any basic research. I don't know what research he's talking about, because I've seen every one of these films, by the way, with the exception of Joker 2. But I've at least seen the first one, right? Let's see. Before recording yourselves talking about, if I was this dumb, I wouldn't be caught dead posting it on the internet. Just because he has a lot of cutscenes doesn't mean he's anything other than supporting. You really have brain dead arguments on the pod and in the comments. And that's, I think he's also referring, and he comments a second time, I didn't even say anything back. But I think he was referring to people that actually said good things, or even tried to, even if they weren't saying good things, they were trying to like add to the conversation. And he hopped in and was just like, God, don't give these idiots the time of day. So
Wow.
he gives me another comment. He goes, I don't even like him as an actor, but he proved his acting merit with Requiem for a Dream. I actually haven't seen that, but so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's right. And he says Dallas Buyers Club and Mr. Nobody. I've seen none of these actually. Maybe he's right. Maybe I didn't do any research, man, before I turned
Yeah.
these on. You know, like, but you have a movie podcast and probably don't know anything about those. Yeah, he's right. Wow, I am dumb. Kind of ruins all your credibility saying you don't understand when he's done things like that in his career. Now, I think, to be fair to us, okay, well, for one, he's right. I haven't seen those movies. But the
Mhm.
other thing is, we're talking about recently, and I actually, oh, look, I even said that. So I said, not talking about those movies, but that's cool. I'm talking specifically about him being the center of these mega flops. Because we're in the context of the whole conversation, we were asking, why is he the center of these $100 million plus
Yeah.
franchises? You know, and it's like, oh, those other movies he listed, maybe they were good, and maybe he's a good actor in those. Haven't seen them, but they didn't have $100+ million budgets to them. Where it's like, okay, he's gonna turn these into $1 billion hits, where we're gonna get the Dallas Buyers Club expanded
Mhm.
universe, you know. And then he says, let's see. Let's see. I say, who keeps casting him as the lead for these? And no, I don't feel shame about my channel. Laugh emoji. But thank you. I got more shorts coming every day. Then he says, and 3 people will be watching them. You're a joke. And then I said, actually, last month we had 100K views from shorts just on YouTube, not even counting other socials. Not bad for a brain dead channel. And then YouTube again. YouTube blocked another one that he posted.
Mm.
So it has my responses. I said, you said 3 though, which is way off because he commented something. YouTube's hiding it for some reason. I don't delete comments, by the way, guys, but
Mm.
it blocked one so far that says, really, that's really low. You know, for a channel of y'all's caliber, there's so many other channels doing what you do that just get way more views. And I didn't respond directly to that like claim per se, but
Yeah.
he's not taking into account, like, yes, I'm sure if you watch freaking Nerdrotic or you watch Drinker, Critical Drinker, like sure, Nostalgia Critic even, like, yes, there are people doing the same types of videos with way more views and likes. He's not counting all like the over amount of channels like ours on YouTube that do way less views than us. By the way, YouTube for some reason is posting them to my dashboard, like all these channels that have got single digit views like consistently. So every
Mm.
now and then we'll get a 30K hit. I'd say about once a month we get like a 5K video. That's good for a channel like this. You know, like I was complaining not too long ago about views not being where I want them to be, but we're still
Mm.
way better off than a lot of these other channels that have been going on either just as long or longer than us. So, like YouTube, I don't know if y'all know this, guys, is a cesspool of just everyone and their mom grabbing a camera and turning it on, you know, and just recording whatever and posting it with no charisma, no heart behind it. And, you know, and it took us a while to like me for shorts to like sync up the mic audio with the video. I was using the phone audio for the longest time. You couldn't hear what we were saying. And then I started adding clips and I started adding subtitles and I added music. And once I did that, like the quality and the views did go up. So
Mm.
I think I still think he's wrong. And then eventually that's when I started getting to the one word responses, you know, like again, YouTube didn't, it's not showing that exact comment that I responded to, but I says, we didn't though. Like, you know, just instead of, I'm just ignoring everything he was saying and just going, nuh-uh, trying to
Mm.
see what he'd do. And that's when he did the very last one. I don't know if I read it yet. I'll find it. This one should be easier to find. He says, definitely did when I said we didn't, though. You're a delusional dummy. I'm done giving you more interactions than you deserve. Hopefully, someday you can improve your content. And I'm going to respond now. So let me hit approve.
Well, that's a nice comment to leave on.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me finish responding to this one. Let me go ahead here. Okay, because I'm gonna miss the guy. He was such a good, thought-provoking conversationist right now. So let's see here. Let me find it. Let me find how delusional I am. And then okay, he'll respond again because he just loves to say things about us, and he's a swell guy, man. This was already a couple of months ago.
Sorry, dude. That was me the entire time.
Yeah, dude. Why'd you leave? The worst part is you quit responding, dude. That's hurtful, man.
You just had you were too good at what you were saying, dude.
Oh, here's one. So you remember we had Blythe on, and every now and then we'll get a comment on this short. I didn't mean to start talking about comments, by the way. This guy was just really, really just got me thinking today. But anyway, the one with Blythe, I say, is a criminal justice degree worth it? That's the title of the short. And that one, I say, don't go to school for criminal justice. Do literally anything else. And we still get comments every now and then. So this one from Steve 2 months ago says, accounting is a B word of a field. Because I say, go for accounting or something. Go for something more practical. He says, accounting is a B of a field, and it's being eliminated by LLMs/AI. Bad advice, dude. Actually, back then I wasn't worried about AI, but he might actually have a point now. He could be somewhat. Well, heck, we got another comment on that one. This argument comes up a lot. Truthfully, you don't need a degree to get your foot in the door at most local departments. Because I brought up police departments. Although it will help to promote, that's a lie. State/federal investigative agencies mostly require a degree to be hired. That's also not true. Because you can get hired at my place without a degree. If you're sure, in all caps, you want to be in that field, the CJA degree gives you the advantage of learning the basic/advanced concepts of the legal system. You're not going to get that with an accounting degree. Additionally, a CJA degree is a solid foundation for law school. That might be true, law school. I don't know anything about that, but most people that go for criminal justice want to be policemen. I will say, I don't have the numbers, but if you look at the percentage of people that are going with it with the intention of being a lawyer as opposed to a policeman, it's actually a big difference. People think being a policeman, I'm gonna go to college for criminal justice. And my main point with that is if you want to be a cop, you can get any degree you want. You don't have to go for criminal justice. It's easy, but if you get blackballed at your agency, which actually can be easy to do. I didn't even sleep with the captain's daughter, I didn't do anything where I was going to get blackballed. And I still got blackballed at my agency over a traffic ticket. So that's a story when I retire that I can complain about my sheriff. But different time. I'll be extra 30 years on me from there. But I was like, so I get blackballed at my agency. Definitely not then what I was supposed to do? Like, I want to keep my retirement. I can't promote anywhere. They would not let me laterally move to a different position. That's how anytime my name came up at some boss's desk or like even just an adjacent part of the agency where it's like, oh, you're now in charge of janitor stuff. Like, they wouldn't let me do it. They would not let me move. I was literally stuck on night shifts. That's how bad blackballed I was, where it's like you can't even, like, if you think you're gonna see any other room besides this jail cell, like you're not going anywhere. You're dreaming. And I didn't do anything. Like, whenever I do get into that story, you'll be pretty surprised with how little I did that got me blackballed as hard as it did.
He's definitely telling the truth.
So, and it's like, so with that, I was like, well, if I didn't have a criminal justice degree, I could go work somewhere else, and take that's why I say accounting, because like it's also semi-easy. And like, it's numbers, it's math. It's like you take that and people get their business management degrees and, you do whatever you want to do with it. That's fine. But I'm just saying, like, you take an accounting degree and go to any business place and go get a desk job or somewhere where it's at least a change of scenery, where you're not sitting in a jail cell on night shifts forever, That's all I was trying to say. Like, if you're going into it with the intention of law enforcement, don't waste your time with criminal justice. Get something else that you can back it up with, law school. That's a good point. I didn't thought about law school. I know people right now going through CJ with the intent of going to law school after, and I totally respect that. I don't know anything about law school to where I can say yay or nay on is that what you want to do. But maybe someone else in the comments can give me something on that, because that's a good point. I hadn't thought about law school, but that's like 8 more years of schooling minimum.
Yeah.
So I was like, at this age probably not. But maybe if I retired and I wanted to go do that, I maybe. I mean, there's a judge at the courthouse who used to be a cop, and then I guess he went through law school after he retired the first time. That's cool. That's what you want to do. So I don't know. It's kind of, I know you get tired of me talking about college, but that's how I feel. I think unless you're going for something that makes money, I think you're wasting your time. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts? Because you didn't go to college, but you're working, right? If I'm correct on that.
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't think you need a degree where you're at. I think you're doing just fine. You're in a very high up position at your work, and you didn't have to go to school for 4 years.
Yeah, and I was told that actually, what did he say? Basically, I was kind of hired like during COVID out of like necessity, but had it been a different time, I probably would have had to have a college degree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
that's what my boss told me at least.
So if you applied for this position again, do you think that would hold you back?
Probably, yeah. Because I
Okay.
just know like most people in my position already have like a degree in the field that I'm in.
So what degree would that be then?
Like film or like just anything really.
Okay.
He said basically it's like he just hires people with degrees.
Right.
That's his thing.
Okay. Well, it's cool that you got
he
it
just
then.
has he's just very pro college, which is fine. But he's just like that's his like kind of role, I guess.
Yeah. I'm all for the trade schools, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think electrician, plumbing. Now, granted, you're gonna be in school for a while, and then or class, not necessarily class for a while, but most of those require you to be an apprentice somewhere for a little bit. But my first girlfriend was trying to go into let's see, like mechanic stuff, but she ended up being really short and really skinny, so she couldn't lift car parts. I remember that being something I thought I was gonna have to help her work through, but then she dumped me. That was a fun story, by the way. That Canes, man. I drove by that Canes not that long ago.
That is a good story.
Yeah, and I drove by that Canes not that long ago, and I pointed out to Maddie. I was like, "Oh no."
You're not able to talk about that one, are you?
I know. I
so
obviously
good.
I've moved on from that, obviously, especially since getting married. It's kind of crazy how much you don't worry about stuff when you're married.
Yeah.
I don't think, this is great. I don't think back to the times I was single. And I think that's one thing I'd tell myself 10 years ago. One, I'd tell myself to go get laid. That's the first thing. Don't be such a prude. Do it. And then number 2 would be, it's going to be okay. You're going to, once you're married, you're going to forget all the lonely times. You're not even going to think about it. It just, I don't know. And then you just feel pretty good afterwards. But yeah, that's, I think that's all I got about that. I had some stuff about Supergirl, but I'm playing Wolf Among Us again with Maddie. So
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, so we played episode 1 and then most of episode 2 last night. We're at the part in episode 2 where you go to the brothel and you find out Beauty works there.
Yeah.
I, for one, cannot wait to get back to the episode 5, the big werewolf fight.
Oh yeah.
Well, not even werewolf.
No,
that's a cool
that's
thing.
always my favorite
Just
part.
the wolf fight. Because he's not a werewolf. He's the big bad wolf. So the only thing I would change... Well, okay. There's one thing in this playthrough I changed. I started... When I interrogated Tweedledee in the episode 2, I was definitely beating him up this time. So... The first time I tried the route of, here, have a cigar, have a drink.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it doesn't matter, right? You still get the same amount of nothing.
It's way more fun, though.
Yeah. Another thing I'm noticing, anytime I punch Tweedledee, Bluebeard behind me is literally smiling. He's like, yes, yes, give in to your anger.
Right.
So he's doing that. Okay, I noticed this with The Walking Dead Season 1. There are some choices where even if you choose not to do something bad, the characters still talk to you like you did it. So they
Right.
say, "God, Lee, I can't believe you did that," and it's like I didn't though. And so, and that's a dialogue option. You have to select, "I actually didn't do that," and then they go,
Right.
"Oh, okay, you're right. You didn't do that. I remember." It's
They're
like,
trying to gaslight you.
yeah, and it's Telltale's way of being like, "Here's the canon decision," but
Right.
we acknowledge that that's not what you chose. You know, you can you can pick. Hey, remember I didn't choose that. Oh yeah, okay. It's the
Do
same.
you
Oh, go ahead.
well, first of all, is she enjoying it at least?
Oh yeah, no, she was like, when
Good.
we're done podcasting, can we play it again or finish playing it tonight? I was like, hell yeah. No, we're not gonna finish, but
Sure.
we'll make headway in it. And what? Oh, so the decision this time is, I was very passive as Big B.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I want to change everyone's perspective of him. I want him to be like, yeah,
Mhm.
of course, 100 years ago I was the big bad wolf, but now I'm the big
Yeah, yeah.
good wolf, right? But this time, now I know where the story's going. I was like, you know what, Tweedledee, let's burn him. Let's smash a bottle on his head. Let's be a
Yeah,
little bit
dude.
rough with him, you know? And so the decision that people will not let go, even if you didn't do it, is you beat up Tweedledee during the interrogation.
Oh,
So
yeah.
so the whole time you burn his hand once with the cigar, and people will not let it go. Apparently, Toad and his son were there, and they saw you, and they're like, "Oh my God, we were there the whole time. You were rough with him. Are you gonna be rough with my boy?"
Yeah,
And
they
I,
had a
and I,
live stream going.
and I compare it to the when I chose not to do that. I gave him a cigar. I gave him a drink. I gave him
Mhm.
back his money that he clearly stole, and and the characters still talk like, "Is this how you treat your prisoners?" And
Right.
I was like, "What do you mean?"
Did you end up killing Dumb the first time or
No,
not?
no, I didn't, and
Gotcha.
I'm still not going to.
Really?
I don't like killing magical creatures. I don't. So
Mm.
I stand by what I said last episode. I think it was last episode. I I really feel like these poor characters were given a bad hand, where they're stuck in.
Mm.
Well, Maddie asked a question. She's like, "Why they go to New York? That's like the worst town for them." And I agree. They should have gone to Arkansas, somewhere remote. They could have gone to Hawaiian, like some island in Hawaii. You know, like why does the farm have to be in the worst place possible? Why couldn't the farm? Why couldn't the farm be Hawaii? Where when you send Colin the pig over, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna stay here. I don't want to go back to New York,
Yeah.
right? But it has to do with the broken system that they established. They established the king ran off. He probably knowing this world, he ran off with some hookers. And he's definitely coming back in season 2. By the way, I know I could
Oh, yeah.
I'm predicting that for a fact. That's going to be the end of episode 1 or episode 2. The king's going to show up, and it's like, oh my gosh, King so and so done next time on Wolf Among Us. That's definitely what's going to happen.
Hell yeah.
I like how they introduced a couple things that they're going to try to resolve this time. So the king disappearing, where'd he go? Nobody knows. I know he's coming back. This season 2 is gonna be the last season before they're like, okay, we gave the fans what they wanted, but also we don't have a
Sure.
budget for a 3rd season. So they're probably gonna resolve all the plot holes, or not
Yeah.
not holes, but like all the questions we had. They're probably gonna resolve it. So like I said, I beat up Tweedledee, and now nobody's letting it go. Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh,
Right.
you're still the big bad wolf, even though you were nice the whole time. This
Uh-huh.
one decision, you're disgusting. You'll never change, Big B." You know.
Phew.
So that decision I changed. The other decision I'm changing is I might change the ending, like what you do with the Crooked Man.
Sure.
I don't know if I'm gonna kill him, since I kind of predicted Ariel was lying about what he said. I kind of thought
Yeah.
that was what was going on, but I wanted an
Really?
excuse to
Okay.
kill the Crooked Man. I was like,
Dang,
you know,
I guess I'm sexist then, because I believed her immediately.
I don't know, dude. Everybody, I mean, okay. When I was your age, because I mean,
Okay.
we're pretty much. Well, no,
We're
because
like 2 years apart.
no. I'm talking about when you played the first time. You were my age.
Yeah,
So
gotcha.
when I was at age 2, I'm with you. I would have chosen the Snow White route, the I believe all women route. I'm with you. I would have thought that. I don't mean to flex. I've been in law enforcement for a long time. Women lie. They will lie to get anything they want. I've seen it. Like, I've lived it. I've dated women who will lie so that you won't break up with them. When she ran in and said, actually, she literally had the Deus Ex Machina in her mouth. Actually,
Yeah.
the whole time, it was him. I was like, something ain't adding up.
Oof.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Woof, said Bigsby. So when she came in and said, "Oh, I can talk now," I'm holding the whole plot in my mouth. I was like,
Yep.
I don't believe you. So then at the end, she's like, "Can I confess something to you?" I was like, "Aha! I knew it." So I might change that. But okay, so the only real change I would do is you go to. I don't want to say this part too loud because Maddie hasn't gotten there yet, and I'm worried she's outside the door listening.
Oh, yeah.
Is Ichabod Crane. Once you figure out the big reveal with him, you
Oh,
have the
gotcha.
choice to go to his apartment first.
Yeah.
Bluebeard is really big about, oh no, I'm going there. Well, okay, and then he finally concedes on, okay, wherever Bigsby goes, I'm gonna
Yep.
I'm gonna not go.
Mhm.
So I don't go to the apartment. Bluebeard's like, oh heck yeah, so he's all happy and he goes there. He destroys whatever evidence
Right.
you're looking for. So because I didn't go there first, Bluebeard destroyed evidence. You never, in my first playthrough, you actually never figure out what Bluebeard's up to, by the way. So
Mhm.
if you don't go to the apartment, I don't know if this changes. It's a Telltale game. Usually your decisions don't really matter. I'm kind of curious if you go to the apartment first, and don't tell me obviously, but if you go there
Right.
first and you find whatever Bluebeard's trying to destroy, do you finally kind of figure out what he's up to? Because you don't, it never comes up again. There's a line where Snow White says, "Okay, he's acting weird. He's definitely up to something, but we can't lose this lead." And so I decided, because I was still hoping Telltale would surprise me, that okay, I have to go here to pursue this lead.
Mhm.
I do it. Total red herring. Big C even says, like, dang, I should have gone to the apartment first after you made the decision. And so you go there, and whatever Bluebeard was after, he got, and it's gone. And I had all these blinks in the codex, by the way. So not making that decision, there's all these blinks now in the codex where I was like, dang, there was something I was really supposed to find here. Because you end up going to those other leads anyway. So I was like, okay, I actually really want to know what this was about, because it never comes up. Bluebeard kind of disappears. Like he's there, but you never like figure out what he's after, what he was trying to do. So I'm wondering. I actually, that was one loose thread. I was like, I don't know what this was about, and I actually really want to know. So this playthrough, Maddie's gonna let me choose the decisions, which is what we're doing. She's letting me pick the
Gotcha.
dialogue option. She'll chime in every now and then, but really she's just watching the story. And I explained to her, like, I mean, and I've said this a billion times, Telltale is the illusion of choice. So it's like, babe, no matter what, the story's still going to progress. Like, um, there's the decision where you go back to the bar and you tell Holly that her sister died, and then like
Yeah.
you literally tell Snow White, do not come with. And I was like,
Right.
and she doesn't when you say it, and I'm like, oh cool, she's not coming. And then she just shows up anyway. I was like, all right, we're back to Telltale. So so this time I'm leaning into the stuff that's already going to happen. I just lean into it. Snow White's like, I'm going to come with you, and I say, come on, let's go. And I let her because she's going to come anyway.
Yeah. Cusp.
Yeah, so like
ship.
Yeah, come on. But Maddie's really into the characters, so she likes me pulling up the codex and explaining all the characters. Like, I didn't realize Grendel was Grendel from Beowulf. That was cool. I didn't realize that till this playthrough.
Jersey Devil was cool. I was really surprised by that.
Which one's Jersey Devil?
He's the pawn shop guy with the glasses.
We'll get back to that one. What's his story though in the lore?
So like literally, he's kind of just, if you look up Jersey Devil, it's like this flying creature with a deer head that just is in New Jersey.
Oh, all right.
He like just kind of stalks people, I think, but he's also like a mix between Jersey Devil and like the Wendigo.
Yeah,
because he has like the deer head.
Yeah, so when you see a mix, that's cool because we looked up Jack. He's in episode 2, and Maddie was like, "Oh, is that Jack and the Beanstalk?" And I was like, "Maybe." And it's Jack Horner, not Jack and the Beanstalk. And then we went ahead and pulled him up because the codex was worthless on Jack. It just said he likes to get into trouble. And I was like, "Oh, well, thanks." And I was like, "Jack Horner, that sounds like a poetry rhyme, nursery rhyme, like little Jack Horner did this and did that, and there was something that rhymes with Horner. I was like, that's ringing a bell.
Right.
But depending on what story version you look up, Jack Horner did climb the beanstalk. Jack Horner did slay the giants. Like Jack Horner was a mischievous guy. So you gotta, it's like a mix match.
Oh, like my favorite line in the game was "Go F a beanstalk."
Nice. Let me reset the camera real quick. Three, two, one. All right. Yeah, so it is Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk, but it's also a mix of like any Jack you can think of in the nursery rhyme. They took something from that Jack and then made it into this Jack.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool. They couldn't pick one, but yeah, Jack and the Beanstalk for sure. So yeah, I think those are the only two big decisions I would change. I think Maddie's gonna be really excited for the Bloody Mary fight, but that's not till the end. So I'm like,
oh, so good.
we gotta hurry up and get there.
Did you So I didn't actually know this because I did the same thing 2 playthroughs in a row. Did you go to Toad's apartment first again?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so there's actually a character. What's her name? Faith Husband. You can actually save him.
Yeah, I looked that up actually. I don't think I care that much.
He doesn't add that much. He just kind of adds like some context. But also there's like a quick time event to where he will off himself if you don't save him.
Okay. So what does he do at the end? I was reading and I
He
read.
just sort of helps out, being like, Big B saved me. He got me out of he called me up when I wasn't talking right. He drove my house. He played video games with me. He drank with me. He was a real friend.
And I'm assuming that's at the end with the Crooked Man trial. Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't show up until the end because like I think most people probably go to Toad first, so
yeah,
he's not that pivotal of a character. But Dumb does die if you choose to kill him, which is interesting.
Yeah, Telltale tried as the games went on to add characters that could die or live. They tried. Like I noticed that with Walking Dead season 2, there were a couple characters that lived a little bit longer, even though they died later, but they still stuck around for a bit. If they didn't die as early on, but they tried. They tried to add a little bit more consequences as the games went on. So yeah, I know Tweedledee or whatever Tweedledum. I know he does die if you choose it, but like I didn't kill him, and he didn't really add anything. Like his model was there. Like he was in the
For
back.
shock value, I think you should in front of Maddie.
Oh no, I don't want to do that.
It's really cool. I'm just saying.
I want Maddie to have a good experience the first time because when we
I did it canonically. I did it because or not even canonically, but I was like, I just still felt like it made sense because it's like, for me, that's like I look at that as like Bigsby's lowest moment. Like
That's fair.
like you actually see it and then work your way back up to good graces.
Mm-hmm.
But that was me. That was just me.
Yeah. I'm this is me role playing. I'm adding way more to the game than the game actually is adding to me, right? But I'm looking at it from the perspective of Bigsby. It's changed, and he is actively working, however much it takes to change his. He to prove he has changed, is what I'm working with in my head. In actual canon, he beats up Tweedledum when he feels like it, and he eats people. He never stopped. That's the probably canon ending to it. But for whatever reason, one of the 3 little pigs is your friend, and he trusts you. But otherwise, I guess I'm curious. Maybe I'll play through it one more time. It's gonna be tough because there's a lot of choices that just don't make sense. Like, why would you choose this? Like. For instance, the first episode, you either choose to get Tweedledum or the Woodsman, right? Chase him at the end. Well, you get the Woodsman drunk, and he just starts blabbing about what he would have done in 100 years ago. He doesn't even know you're talking about the dead prostitute because he didn't do it. Obviously, he didn't do it. I even told Matt, I was like, it's pretty clear he didn't do it. That's why I didn't run for him after. But if I'm just going to go play it again and do the opposite of what I did the first time, like I know I'm wasting my time. Because Tweedledee is the one I want, and he knows who did what. Like he knows more than he's letting on. So I don't know. It's just like some choices just wouldn't make sense. Like And then with Mr. Toad, like I feel bad that Mr. Toad gets beat up and his son gets threatened, and I just didn't show. It just makes me feel bad.
Mm,
I can't do it. Like, and there's just some things in good conscience I just can't do. Why would I rip
yeah,
off Grendel's arm when I know he turns to a good guy later? Like,
because
it's
it's
just,
awesome.
it's like I can't. Oh yeah, and that's the thing. You don't rip off his arm. And the woodsman's like, "Is this how you're gonna treat me if you take me in?" I'm like, I literally spared him.
To be fair, that's how people react to cops, no matter what they do.
Yeah, that was before the riots. Maybe Telltale was ahead of its time. It was pretty.
Bigby, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
It's like this massive giant.
Big B's like, if you're talking, you're breathing.
Oh god, I found it so funny when he had the axe thrown in his head. It's just like, it's just another day.
Yeah. Yeah, Maddie was asking, it's like, so they can't die? I was like, no, under only very specific magical items. Like, I was just establishing the lore. I wasn't spoiling that. These ribbons make your head go boom boom. Now, Maddie's really smart. She actually starts connecting dots. She was like,
That's cool.
So whenever Snow White showed up again, Maddie was like, "So does that mean Faith is still alive?" And I was like, "Oh frick!" I was like, "Dang it,
shut up!"
She's too smart. God, I hate that. I hate it when she's smart. Because I didn't predict that.
Oh yeah.
I was like, surely Faith didn't cut off the real Faith's head and stick it somewhere and put a glamour over it. She would never. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we don't know. It's up in the air. We don't know what actually happened.
Did you see the trailer for the season 2?
No, I might watch it after we win again. Once we beat the game, I'll watch it with Maddie and see. She's gonna trip when she figures out that this game's 10 years old and they're only just now coming up with season 2. I'll bet, because she doesn't know there's a remaster coming.
Oh, gotcha.
And so I'm gonna tell her after, like, yeah, by the way, we could have played this with better graphics, but I didn't want to wait.
I'm definitely gonna get it. I can't wait.
Yeah, I might if I want them to the remaster or season 2.
Both, but
yeah,
I just obviously I love the franchise and the series a lot.
Yeah,
and it's definitely more the story for me. I think that I loved. The choices. Really, I just think Bigby is like such a cool character.
I agree.
Like I absolutely love just like fallen or like redeemed villains,
Right.
like you said, kind of just trying their best
Yeah.
to make it, and no one's giving them graces, and no one's giving them like a break,
Mm-hmm.
and they try really really hard. Like I just love the conflict so much.
Right. And I'm with you, man. I'm considering getting the comics after. It's tough because I spend enough money as is, but and we got the summer sale ends tomorrow, by the way, for Steam. If y'all are trying to take advantage of those sweet deals, that's almost up. So I recommend y'all get on that. But yeah. They at the end of the game they link you to the comics, and so I'm thinking about it. But then there's another comic series. It's the guy that made The Boys. He made a comic series about truck drivers that are in space. And I was like, and they fight crime or whatever. So I was like, that sounds fun. It's like there's too many comics, and then I want the Invader Zim comic books. So I was like, I don't know what I want. There's too many things that I want that I'm also not going to read right away until later. So there's just a lot of stuff that I want to collect and read. And I was like, great, now I got to add this to it. I'm reading the stupid Dungeon Crawler Carl books. Like they're good, but I'm just like, dang it, man. Like there's just too many things I want to do. And then Baldur's Gate is eating up my whole day.
Oh yeah, and it will. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Oh, dude, I'm in love. Like I was like, I think I looked it up on Wikipedia and it said it's considered one of the greatest games ever made. I'm like, it's
100%.
true.
I know. So if you're not aware, when it came out, there were a bunch of other companies, like developers, that went after Larian, literally because they said they raised the bar too high for standard.
Yeah.
And they're like, people are expecting Baldur's Gate 3 with every game now, and they're like, you raised the bar too high. It's like, wow, that's a compliment.
Well, I really hope Grand Theft Auto does the same thing in the Grand Theft Auto universe. It's not going to be turn-based loot, but...
Well, Larian's cool because they're kind of the smaller guys.
Yeah, it's weird how they pull that off because, like, I hadn't heard of them until Divinity 2.
Yeah.
Played Divinity 2, and it's got similar like play style, but it's nowhere near as ambitious. It's still pretty ambitious, but it's
Oh, yeah.
not. It's nowhere near as Baldur's Gate 3 levels. So it's like like you said, they're this tiny company that just destroys in a good way, like just crushes these games. And so I was looking them up. People are begging them, publishers are begging them to make Baldur's Gate 4, and they said no. Because they're like, we don't want to. Like, it's just like we did what we wanted with Baldur's Gate 3, and we don't want to make another one. And they said we don't want to do DLC either because we don't have an interest in it. I'm like, you don't have an interest in it? You don't have an interest in adding to one of the greatest games ever made? Like, that's crazy.
For like a year, they kept on adding free content.
Yeah.
Like, they added a new class. That was their last update. And then they were like, yeah.
Yeah.
The game, it took so long for them to make it. So it makes sense. I think it took them like
a long time. I remember
6 years, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe more than that. Like crazy.
So the game's older than I thought. It came out in 23, which I didn't know, but I thought it was like 25. But anyway, it came out in 23. But I remember my buddy saying, "I'm excited for Baldur's Gate 3" in 2017. And he showed me like the beta or whatever, whatever the testing. And I was like, oh, that looks. At the time, I was like, I don't care. But and then I played it, and it's like you said, it took him almost a decade, like over half a decade to like get it started, And I was like, dang, that's crazy. Like we're still waiting on Elder Scrolls 6, and it's gonna be so glitchy. If you're expecting Bethesda to, for once, think about the customer. Think about that SpongeBob episode where Plankton took Mr. Krabs' spot. He's like, the customer? I'll boil the customer in hot oil. Like, I don't know. If you're expecting Bethesda to treat the customer right, you got another thing coming, buddy. You got a rude awakening when Elder Scrolls 6 comes out. But like you said, Larian Studios, man, there was love. Like, I haven't found a single glitch. That's one thing. For a game this size, all the mocap, all this stuff, like, I've not had one complaint where it's like, dude, these guys are like lazy here. Like, there's no lazy aspects of this game.
Oh yeah.
And you can, but like, okay, Baldur's Gate 3, it's huge. There's so much to do, and it's so fun. There's so much love into it. But for some reason, you can still tell it's only made by like 10 people. I don't know. Like, it's hard to explain. It's gigantic.
It feels intimate almost. You know,
Yeah,
kind of like
the word.
It's also very genuine. Like.
Yeah.
You don't feel like you don't open up a menu and there's like a pop-up for a loot box or something. You know,
like Like, I don't know how to explain, like, if it's huge, but it still feels kind of small. Like, but like again, not in a bad way. Like you said, intimate. That's a good word. Like, it still feels like they took care to make you feel heard, or like your choices, or like your play style mattered. Like, it affected the story, or you get all like at the beginning of the game, you get all these offers from all these different deities, from all these like literally 5 or 6 different Satans pop up, and they ask you to do something for them, and they'll reward you. And then like if you're a paladin, you can swear an oath, and then if you break, any chance you get, you can break the oath, right? Or you can keep the oath, but if you break it, they send like a weird demon after you. And I was like, it's so weird how they really took care to be like, oh, I want to be a character who was raised as a paladin, but also as soon as he was free of his teachers, he broke the rules, and then they give you consequences for that. But if you beat the consequences, you get the benefits of that. So it's like this. I don't know. Like, yeah, it's like the biggest game, but it feels still like small in the way that like 10 people did it. And they took special care to make you just feel like it's your story. It's your party, your friends, your bridges to burn, your story to tell. Like, they somehow pulled that off. And it's, like, for lack of a better word, it's magical. Like, my characters barely use magic. Get this. I didn't realize you can get the wizard at the very beginning.
Oh, my gosh. He's, like, right there.
Yeah, I missed him. Like, I missed him up until almost the end of Act 2. Like, all I have left to do is the towers.
Thank God.
And yeah. Well, my buddy came by, and I was complaining about how my guys still suck at fighting. And he was like, well, where's your wizard at? And I was like, you mean Shadowheart? She's right here. He's like, no, Where's Gale? And I said, you mean Will? And I was like, he's like, no, Gale, where'd you? And I said, and he's like, the guy who had his hand sticking out of the portal. And I was like, the who? He's like, oh my God. And he's like, go here right now. And I went there. He's still there. He's the portal's there and his hand's sticking out. And he's like, a little help. He's like, can you give me a hand? And then literally I picked the option where you give him a high five. And he's like, okay, no, now can you pull on my hand? And then there's a whole character that I missed because I didn't check that part of the map and check it out. So, yeah, like you said, thank God I almost missed the most powerful character in the game. Because I was getting disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was getting disappointed in Shadowheart because she gets madness way too quickly where for 5 turns she turns on you. You can't control her and she starts beating up your own people. So there was that. And I was like, she's a good healer, but I was like, I got no magic. And like I got Asterion, I think's his name. He's my stealth. I got the tank, Karlach, and then I got and I was using Will for some reason. I swapped her out with Lesra or whatever, the fighter.
Dude, you never have to swap out Karlach. She's so good.
Oh yeah, no, so Karlach's I need her. She's essential. I need to give her the spell where she teleports because that's the only thing I'm missing. Now she has to run everywhere, and that's wrong.
Dude, there's in the last part. I won't say too much, but it's also like this game is so enormous you'll probably won't even remember, or you might even come across this. But I'll try to be vague. There's one part where if you make a certain choice, you go into this like dungeon, I'll say, and you have a time limit to get in and out. There's a dude in there that you can save as a side objective, and he's kind of an important dude, or he's important to someone in your party.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, I'm going to save him. Well, because of another choice I made in the game, a demon shows up and like, nope, I'm going to kill him, and like basically spawns a bunch of enemies to where it's almost impossible. Like obviously, oh, you're supposed to just leave them.
Yeah.
So then I quick save.
Yeah, sure.
I'm like, no, I came here to save this dude.
Yeah.
So I literally like loaded after loaded after loaded after loaded after loaded to try to find the cheesiest possible way.
Yep.
Where it felt like I was breaking the game. Because I was like, it was like pitch perfect accuracy of all my spells, all my attacks, nothing was wasted.
Yeah.
I get him out of there. I was like, okay, he's probably going to disappear because the game didn't intend. No, he shows up.
Yep.
Like in like for the finale, he shows up in cutscenes. He's like literally like he's so prominent. I'm like, this guy literally looks so close to dying. And like there's a villain in part 1 that you probably met that you can recruit, but you have to do it in a very specific way.
Yes. Now I haven't recruited her yet, but my buddy, he caught me. It's the same buddy who told me to go get the wizard. He told me, he's like, I was getting ready to kill her, and he was like, whoa, don't kill her. He said, here, hit this button, which knocks her out. You switch it to non-lethal knockout, and then you kill everybody else. And then she shows up later in the moon tower or whatever, and then you can recruit her. Didn't know that, so I'm glad we did that. I'll tell you one part I had to cheese, and my buddy actually mentioned the part you mentioned. Of course, he didn't give me context, but he said what you said. He's like, it's almost impossible, but it is doable. There was one part that, like, I'm not saying the creators didn't intend for it to happen, but they made it really hard, and that's saving Isabel from being kidnapped at the Dark Night Inn or whatever that's called, because she has so few hit points, and you know what I'm talking about. When the wing guy shows up, and I wouldn't have bothered this really hard if afterwards everybody didn't go corrupt and the whole camp you have to kill everybody.
Dude, I had to. I was playing with my brother at that moment, and like neither of us knew what was gonna happen, and we're just like, oh crap, we're just gonna. She wasn't that important, right? And the entire town goes dark. It's like, oh my god, this is like the worst consequence. This is like worse than the tieflings dying almost. No, wait, the tieflings are there, so like everyone dies.
Everybody, yeah. And so I was like, okay, like this clearly, because I reloaded a couple of times. I didn't even know. that you could save her. And I said, "Oh, this is part of like it has to happen." And then I Google AI real quick. I was like, "Can you save Isabel from being captured?" And it says yes. And I was like, "Oh, this is that kind of game. This is this is a game I have no like. This is its own thing. I have nothing to compare it to. This is a full on like you can do the impossible, and if you do, it's really worth it." So I say it's that kind of game. I actually don't even know what I'm trying to say because I haven't played a game like this before. um, and that's a part where I had to reload so many times because I had to do all these different combinations.
Mm-hmm.
And Isabel is so weak; she takes like 2 hits and she's out. I was like, "Dang it!"
Yep.
And so I was like, "Okay, what can I do?" So then I look up, if you cast Sanctuary on her, everybody rolls at disadvantage on her, and blah 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 blah. And I was like, "Well, I don't have Sanctuary. I don't have a wizard."
Oh,
So
Shadowheart should have that.
well, she doesn't, and
Oof.
not my Shadowheart. I didn't realize you could read scrolls till later.
Yeah.
Wait, like over like almost into Act 3, I was like, "Oh, you can read scrolls." Once I got the wizard, I had all the spells figured out. I was like, "Oh, I can read these, and then I don't have to sell them." Because in actual D&D, I don't think you can read a scroll. You use it, and once it's used, it's done, right? So my mind, knowing the rules already, like a nerd I am, I just was like, "Oh, I can't like use these really." Like, I'm like, "What am I gonna do with one healing word?" You know, like
That reminds me. Whenever you get a special item, like use this item and buddies will spawn to help you out. Always use it before the part ends, because it'll stop working.
You talking about
like
the horn with the ogres?
In part 1, yeah, you get the horn.
Yeah.
In part 1, you get the horn. I saved it, thinking that I could just use it later.
No.
And then no, it just stops working after that.
I'll tell you, the only time I used it was like, okay, all the goblins are dead except right outside the front door. I was like, there's so many goblins. I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. And there were so many goblins that they killed 2 of the ogres. And so,
God.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm level 4. Like, I don't know what I can't do this. There's goblins, there's bugbears, there's freaking humans. I was like, I can't.
Pushing people in the spider pit during that one fight was so satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
That's what actually in D&D now, like I never use push action. But dude, shove action in this game is broken.
It's worth it too, because it's like okay, with Will I used the whip, and like it pulls people toward you. So people were standing on a cliff, and I was like, okay, well, yeah. And then pull them off, and then they die. And I was like, well, I lost their 5 coins, darn. But that's okay. That's okay. I'll live, you know. So the part with Isabel, of course she dies 80 times before I finally okay. And then I took out the guy with wings. I was thinking once you beat him, all the weird winged monsters will scatter, right? And then, oh dang it, we lost our leader. Let's get out of here. No, you got to kill them all. So the first time I finally knocked the guy out, and then I was like, oh, thank God. And then one of the weird hobgoblin things kill her or knock her out. Then it's the same cutscene again where the winged guy was going to carry her and fly off. But no, now it's the goblin thing. Same scene, except it's the goblin who doesn't talk and he flies away. I was like, dang it. So what I had to do, because I don't have the sanctuary spell, I have to cast the thing that puts her to sleep. And it says she's now no longer in combat, but she doesn't take damage. So I was like, so I have to knock her out. And I was like, all right, sorry. And she falls down. And so they're trying to hit her and they can't. She doesn't take damage except for one special elemental damage, but it's the type of damage that none of them have. So they're all hit, and they're all locked on to trying to hit her. So they're either rolling at disadvantage, but also they can't do any damage. So it's just they're all targeting her. That gives my characters free reign to backstab, to have advantage. And I was like, so then I finally, since they all run to her but can't hit her really, I was able to take them all out. And I was like, I did it. And that took so many tries, but I was like, I got it done. By golly. There's also some decisions that really stuck with me. So when you get that pixie lantern for the first time, you get it and you talk the guy. You see that half spider minotaur guy?
Yeah.
And you talk him into handing it over. That was so dark. That was
Oh
such a
yeah.
because like I felt bad for these people, like because you convince
I
this.
mean, those are cultists, but sure.
Yeah, no, I still felt bad because
Mm,
the spider guy is consumed by power, so he's already got voices in his head, so he's already crazy.
yeah.
So I felt like I was taking advantage of the mentally disabled for one, and then
Wow.
two when you talk him into handing it over, his people say, "What are you doing?" They start begging him like, "Don't do
Yeah.
that." His voice actor is really good and really convincing because you convince him that it's the absolute's will that he hands you the lantern, and you watch him deflate, and they use
Mm,
mocap for this, so it's acting.
yeah.
So the guy, you watch him visibly, he deflates and says, "But no, I trust my God, and my God will get us through it." And the people look at him and they start pleading, like, "What are you doing? We're gonna die." And he says,
Mm.
and then the really good voice acting, he goes, "The absolute demands it. We are gonna obey." And I was like, "Oh my God." And then he starts walking, and they all start walking. He goes, "The absolute will guy," and he's like, he has so much faith. I felt the faith through the
Mm.
screen. And then as they're walking away, their heads are down, and you see them turn as they're walking 5 steps away. And you see them start to change, and then the game doesn't stop there. You got to listen to them go, "Oh God, why have you forsaken me?" I was like, "Oh Jesus!" I was like,
I guess I didn't do that. I don't
Yeah,
remember that.
I tricked a guy into believing in the wrong God and convinced
Yeah.
him that there was a heaven afterwards, and there wasn't,
Oh,
knowing full well he was
damn,
gonna
dude.
die. And I was like, and the music's all sad, and so I was like, I sat there, and that's when I texted you. I was on my way to pick up food for Maddie at the Italian restaurant, and I
Mm.
was like, I'm really sitting here thinking about like, what did I just do? Like that felt dirty. I felt like I didn't have clean hands. By the way, I didn't free the pixie either.
Oh,
Because I was like, dude, I don't have to carry torches anymore. And so she's like,
sweet.
I didn't know she rewards you if you let her out. So I was just like, oh,
Mm.
I can't. I worked really hard. Not. I know they weren't innocent. I know that. I'm just saying I felt bad that I killed them like that.
Well, you're
And,
just an evil person,
and
aren't
I
you?
was like, I killed almost innocent. They were innocent to me. They didn't do anything to me. And I killed them for this lantern. So I was like, I can't let you go. I'm sorry. And she's like, you be worried. And then she's yelling. It was funny. She's yelling at you the whole time you're holding the lantern. She just yells. But then I somehow learned, I think I looked it up. If you let her go, she gives you something you don't need to carry the lantern. I was like, oh, okay, here you go. You're free. It wasn't a waste.
As long as I get something out of it.
Yeah, no, legit. I checked. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't. I literally need this.
Mm.
Innocent people died to get you, so I can't let you go. Um, I felt bad. I can't. And so I watched it with Maddie, and then and she saw the spider guy, and she hates spiders. She's like, oh God, like I
Mm.
can't. And she's like, kill it. And then we're watching it on YouTube, and then she's like, at the end, she's like, wow, like that got really dark. I was like, I know. So like she felt it too.
I trying to think. Besides tieflings dying, I'm pretty sure that's like the most intense scene.
Yeah, well, to me, that's when the game got like this went from a 8 out of 10 to like 9 out of 10. Like they used mocap again. It's like 10 guys at the studio, and they use motion capture. So the guy when he deflates, but you see the resolve in his eyes of like, I don't believe. I felt it was weird that he wasn't Christian because he had the face of I don't know God what you're doing, but I trust you. He had that acting that he was conveying, and that's what made it feel dirty. It was like I know there is no God, and he's about to die. It felt wrong.
Wow. Loki, lol.
Yeah, I know. I know I'm putting more into it than even the developers who put a lot of love into this. I'm putting more love into it than they did on this particular scene.
It's just like it's
But
just a video game.
but not for me, man. That was real. I felt so dirty after. I was like, I did something so bad.
I'm excited for Divinity. I'm really excited for
Are
Divinity.
they
I have
doing?
no idea what it's going to be like.
Are they doing another Divinity?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't see the trailer?
No.
So that was at I thought you did. That was at the Game Awards last year. That was like
Oh,
the
that was
showstopper.
Divinity. Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize that was Divinity. That's cool. I don't think I paid attention to the title. I was just like, oh, this is a game everyone's talking about. Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, it's gonna be Baldur's Gate except better, or
Yeah, definitely.
or just more of the same. Like that's fine. I'll take it.
Mhm.
But you know what I was really excited for is the show ender, the encore.
Oh
But
yeah, dude.
yeah, but they saved the best for last.
Absolutely.
10-cent
Just like this
Productions.
year. Same thing's gonna happen this year, I bet.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually,
Dude,
we're at an hour.
we're already almost in August. Oh my gosh.
Stop it. I know, dude. It's gonna be Christmas before we know it. I can finally load up my Christmas list with all the stuff I can't afford now. So yeah. Well, all right. I
Oh,
think we're it. I think that's it. We're at an
all
hour.
right.
Thank you for hopping on. I know it's you got a lot going on, a little bit more drained nowadays, but I started working out at 5 a.m, so I get tired too. But
Well, I have I took on a 12-month trainer program.
are you done with it yet? Oh, 12-month?
12
Jeez.
months.
My God. Are you?
So I work out. I go to the gym 3 times a week now.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. That'll get those juices pumping. I almost said something that was personal. That'll get the juices flowing, the blood flowing.
Yeah, they'll get
Alright.
the flopping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's not what I was going toward, but whatever makes you feel better.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I'm
really
just
big guys.
drained,
I've
and I
seen it.
don't. I hurt myself the other day
Oh.
because I don't know how good form yet. So my arms are really hurt.
Well, I'm really sore because I haven't worked out in 10 years. So my everywhere
Yeah.
sore. My neck. I don't even know when I worked out my neck, but my neck hurts. But anyway. All right. Well, guys, we'll see y'all next time. Thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed us talking about nothing except nerd stuff.
Yo.
For the man, the guy that commented literally at the man, I hope this was another brain dead episode for you. And I miss you. I wish you'd come back and abuse me more. Anyway, we'll see y'all next time on the Third Wheel Podcast. Later.
Bye-bye.